Well, good morning, good morning. Casper wants to come up already. We'll see. We're gathering for coffee with Casper. It's 8:28. In 2 minutes, we're going to start on up. We're glad you're here this morning. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. You're a Casper boy. Okay. There's the time. All righty. We're glad you are here. Good aloha from Hawaii. Good morning from Palm Desert and from Central Oregon and from Boise. All right, we're checking in. Good to see everybody this morning. Casper just wants to be part of the party here. Here we go. Good morning from North Carolina. All right. Nice to have everybody here this morning. Happy you had a good, deep Memorial weekend. Good morning from beautiful northern Arizona. Good morning. There's a Casper boy. He can't get enough. Do you say hi to everybody? Where's everybody? I'm over here. Yes, right. There's everybody over there. Good morning from South Carolina. Good morning from Hollywood. Beautiful, glamorous Hollywood. All right. And from Albuquerque. We are all over the place. The light workers are waking up. Good. They got about a few seconds to go and we're gong ourselves in. All righty, Casper. I'm going to have to grab the gong. Good to see you. Good morning from Albuquerque as well. Good morning. Okay, big dog, down you go. Okay, here we go. There it is, 8:30. Good to see you all this morning. Here we go. Let's gong ourselves in. Everybody take a deep breath. We're going to let the sound ah. And one more time. Take a big deep breath in. Let it sound ah. Let your shoulders relax and fall into your heart center. And we're just going to spend this 20 minutes together looking for that which might heal, uplift, inspire, and bring forth more life. So since we were together last week, there's been a lot of people shooting each other and children being shot and innocent people being involved in wars, and it is time for humanity to be kinder to itself. Yeah, there was a wonderful world-known song written by John Lennon called "Imagine," and I'd like to take a little time this morning to good morning. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. You're glad you're here. Everybody hear me okay? We're working on. I don't see any signs that we're not doing well this morning. So anyway, this song by John Lennon, of course, is world famous, but it's also poetry. It's also describing something that we can't quite grasp. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday he'll join us and the world will live as one. Now here we are gathered together as light workers, and those are the people who know there's only one energy, one source, one vibration that is the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end, that which is energy, that which is eternal, that which is creator, that which obviously has intelligence in it because we are intelligence in it. There's only one. And imagine all the people living life as one. And of course that's where we have to go as light workers. We have to be the place where we can do the things that are talked about. What if we're not seeking to get into a kingdom some other time, to be a place of harmony and contentment and unfolding bliss in some other time? What if we wanted to do that in our time? Imagine there's no heaven. Imagine there's no hell. It's easy us to try. Above us only sky. Imagine everybody living for the now moment, trying to extract from this moment all of the joy, all of the beauty, all of the wisdom that we can from every moment in our lives, right? And living that way, living to discover that I am love, I am a place that has lots of love for the people, for whatever it is I admire, whether it's the creatures or nature or beauty, that you have a lot of love in you, right? And what if we were to just live to the expression of that love? Now, I know we all have our human struggles and our concerns and our day-to-day activity, but if we start focusing on what it is, imagine all the people living life as one, and we begin to do that. We begin to be the place we talked about last week. We are willing to stop swinging in all of these polarities. I'm totally right. I'm totally wrong. I'm brilliant. I'm a moron. We need to quit swinging so far and find that middle ground, that middle course where we have the thrust of our life is living from a place of peace and poise and balance and harmony. There will be waves and there will things that throw us off balance. This is part of how we learn to stay in that pyramid of possibilities, which is organic to our own soul, to your own personal nature. And when we find these rages and outrages building up in us, we then are not the place of peace. And what needs to happen, since every one of us, every human being, is a living center of the one, and the choices that we make in our conscious awareness, the choices that we make are creating ripples all the way through. And we say, well, I'm making private choices. Well, every choice has a ripple, and you don't have to share every choice out loud, but every choice you are making has a ripple, a vibration, which is changing the field all around you. It's changing the law of attraction, what's coming to your experience, what you're drawing to yourself. Remember, it's all coming from what we now are calling the law of the circle. It's the law of mind. It's coming from the sum total of my awareness, and that sum total of my awareness is coming from me and returning back to me as my experience. So imagine there's no countries. We don't need to fight over borders. It's hard to imagine. We're not there yet, but this is why it's poetry. And imagine that we could. Now, when the EU was formed, there were all of these countries that had been around for thousands and thousands of years, all with their own borders, and then they decided that they would work together as one, the EU itself. And then we see, again, we saw Brit pull out, but imagine all of the people living life of one. If we've had all of these years of separation, what if we decided we didn't need to do that? What if we decided we could be in peace from border to border, from country to country? What if we decided that the Creator loves all the children of the world, no matter color, race, creed, way of being? They're children, they're innocent. And then how can we be the place that creates peace and secures the safety of our children? And again, and wanton aggression for reasons that have nothing to do with anything other than pride or pocketbook. These are things that need to be rethought. And we can't wait around for the next election or for the next wave of people to get united in their understanding. We, the light workers, must do it ourselves in our own world. We must be the place of nonviolence. That's a choice. Violence is only for one. You can only use violence to protect yourself, not for any other reason. And we make a choice to live nonviolently. We make a choice to contain those angers and rages within us so that they don't overflow and splash across and harm other people. We make a choice to move away from the aggression and road rage that's building up in people, where they're not realizing that you, as the other driver on the road, are not the source of their problem. And so all of this now begins with light workers beginning to make a choice in their own lives on a daily basis. Welcome from Texas. Welcome from Burbank. We're glad to see you this morning. Trust you had a good and powerful and deep Memorial Day, that we were honoring all that we've done to get to the place of freedom in the world and all those who've sacrificed so much. And now we, the light workers, can begin to use this freedom in a way that joy begets joy, peace begets peace, love begets love, friendship begets friendship. We begin to be the place where a new vibration imagine all the people living life as one. We begin to be the ones who are living in that imagination. And once in a while, when the waves of anger and fear and distrust or aggression come toward us, we then make the choice again. Well, I still choose to live in peace. I got hit by that, I got shocked by that, and I still choose to live in peace, right? I still choose to be the place where love is beginning love, where connection is beginning connection. You and I are the place where this begins, each in our own world. And this is where our little circle begins to become a place where a new world is blooming, where already the dawning of the new age is beginning to take place in our little circle. You know, I read a coffee cup one time, and the coffee cup said, I may not be able to change the world, but I can certainly change those who are in my circle of experience, right? And that's how we do it. We don't do it to change somebody, we change ourselves. We change ourselves to become a place of peace. We change ourselves to become a place of appreciation. We change ourselves to become a place of openness to the greater good that even we, as much good as you've had in your life, there's a greater good that can yet be experienced. And there's a greater good that we can yet experience together. We have all been in environments, we the light workers have all been in environments where all kinds of people from different races, different nationalities, different countries, different ages, different groups, where we have sung together and stood up together and been in joy together and celebrated the beauty of all life together. And that small circle is the beginning place. That's where, if it can happen there, it can happen again in your life. It can happen with more people. You can be more attractive to that which is inclusive of all. We can be more sincere in our movements in the world when we share with the people, the clerk at the grocery store, or the person at the dry cleaner, or at the post office, or wherever it is, the bank, wherever it is we're doing life. We can actually look people in the eye and we can say, how are you today? We can use those nice words, have a nice day. I hope the rest of your day goes very well. I've been noticing that that's happening to me a lot. Good morning, Doris. I don't know where you are, but good morning to you. Welcome. We got so many people from all over. We are glad you are here. You're watching Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses, and we're here every Tuesday at 8:30. And what we seek to do in this 20 minutes together is just remind ourselves how powerful we are, how creative we are, how important it is that we stand porter to the door of our own consciousness, the door of our own awareness, and dwell upon those things that are life-giving and life-enhancing, and not upon fears and doubts and outrageousness, being outraged over things. And there's a lot of things to be outraged. But things like what happened in Texas, and people walking into crowds and shooting people. I mean, this kind of behavior is man's inhumanity to man surfacing at the everyday level. And we must be the place where we are humans being compassionate and caring and loving with other humans. It is time for humanity to be kinder to itself. And it starts with you, and it starts with me. That's how we do this work. We make it so that our world is vibrating in what could be the peace, the poise, the balance, and the harmony that belongs to all the world. Imagine all the people living life as one. Imagine there's nothing to kill for and nothing to die for. There's only this holy moment and the opening to a greater connection and a greater understanding in love, and making that now kinetic, not just being, I'm potentially unconditionally loving everywhere. No, yes, we're all potentially unconditionally loving everywhere, but are we being unconditionally loving right here and right now? Are we being unconditionally appreciative of what it is to be alive right here and right now? Are we being appreciative of what it is that I can do as a peace worker and light worker in the world to bring more light, to bring more love, to bring more peace, to bring more harmony, to bring more joy? What can I do to create these shifts in my personal world? And as they happen in my personal world, and then let's say they happen in my personal world, and then in my children's personal world, and then in my grandchildren's personal world, and then in my friend's personal world, then we see that, and then in my brother's personal world, and my nephew's and niece's personal world, we see that this circle upon circle, wheel upon wheel, generation upon generation, is the only way to heal the planet. Circle upon circle, wheel upon wheel. And what do I take responsibility for is how I am being in my circle. Am I being a place of unconditional love? Am I being a place of joy? Am I being a place of peace? Am I being a place of appreciation? Joy and peace and appreciation and love. And can I be the place that is vibrating that high, that I'm attracting that and multiplying that in my experience? Good and more good is mine. And that good isn't just physical good. It's this etheric good. It's this mental good. It's this spiritual good. There's all these different levels of love and life and awareness and peace and poise and balance that I can bring into my life. Greetings from Boise. We're glad you're here, right? So this is ours to do. There's so much agitation in the world because we've had worldwide agitation through the pandemic, and then we have the regular human selfishness and human greed underneath that popping up to the surface. And what if we just be the place where it shifts? Where instead of selfishness and greed and agitation, it's love and poise and faith and confidence and balance and harmony and connection that we're bringing into our world. Imagine all the people living life as one. Imagine. Can we begin to just go into our awareness and start using our imagination to create ideas that are life-giving and life-enhancing and attractive to others? That we become the place where the law of attraction is happening through us. But what we're seeking to attract is not just the fulfillment of our own goals, dreams, and desires, but a place where we are bringing a transformation and enlightenment to the world. Who else can bring enlightenment to the world except those who are the light workers? Those who know there's only one light, one love, one truth, one power, one energy, one source, one creator, one life force, and it's the life force in me now. And I choose to hone that life force in me now to be a place of peace, a place of transformation, a place of health, wealth, success, and happiness, a place of appreciation. And this is how we do it. We shift out of those thoughts and ideas that are detrimental to our well-being, and we put our attention on those thoughts and ideas that are healthy and life-giving to our well-being, to those in the immediate sphere of our environment, and then to keep those vibrations strong through our staying centered, through our prayers and meditations and affirmations. And in a world that is so filled with unenlightenment and for lack of a better word, ignorance, we are the ones who must reach higher. And we must be the place in the world where that new vibration is coming into experience through our lives. Circle upon circle, wheel upon wheel, light worker upon light worker. More and more light, more and more love, more and more joy in a world that is thirsty for you to bring it, and thirsty for me to bring it. And that's why we see This is Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. All we're asking you to do is if you see something valuable, if you find something valuable in our time, share it. Share it on your LinkedIn, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. We're broadcasting every week on Facebook and YouTube. Tell people about it. There isn't, in these 2 or more years that we've been doing Coffee with Casper, there isn't a single episode that won't touch somebody somewhere in a way that can support them. So the more we share and the more we invite people to share in this kind of participation, the more powerful we become in the world and the more influential we become in a world that needs our influence, that needs your influence, your light, your peace, your joy. There was a wonderful teacher named the Peace Pilgrim whose whole journey was to walk in peace. Let us be the place where the violence stops, where the peace begins and love rises up. Who you are is something magnificent. What you have become aware of is a great gift of spirit to itself, for itself, through itself, as you. And let us bring our gift into the world in a powerful, peaceful, compassionate, and meaningful way. All that is this week. Just imagine all the people living life as one. Until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll be back next week with Coffee with Casper. Casper, coming up. Come on up. Come on, last time, say goodbye. Come on, there it is. There he is. There's the Casper. All right, you all have a wonderful week. Blessings. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Oop, there goes the microphone. You got the microphone down. There we go.